Okay guys, so here's the mechanical keyboard with blue switches, and you know what, it's one of the cheapest well-built mechanical keyboard you can buy today on Amazon. So how's this keyboard and is it worth the price? Let's find out in this video. So this is the Cosmic Byte CB-GK-12 neon mechanical keyboard. As you can see, it has blue switches. If you buy the CB-GK-13 model, you'll get the brown switches. Okay, quickly, what's the difference between these blue, brown and black switches, and which one should you buy, right? Blue switches are a combination of clicky and tactile feel, meaning when you press it, you will exactly know the key has registered your press with that click sound, meaning the actuation is easily felt to know you have actually pressed the key. Whereas with the brown switches, the clickiness is there but less, and it is very tactile, like it makes cut sound, not click and cut, right? You get the point, I hope. With red switches, the cut is more prominent and there is no clicky feel at all. With the black switches, there are quite more linear with instant depress. So the noisiest here is the blue switch because it has both click as well as tactile sound to it, and it is also the cheapest around. Okay, now that you know the difference between these one, first let's look at this keyboard, and at the end I'll tell you which one should you pick up. So guys, as you can see with the packaging, it's pretty standard with nicely written and labeled information on what this keyboard has to offer. Now remember, this is not a RGB keyboard, but it has a rainbow LED with good amount of variations. The only problem is you cannot individually control the light, and there is no software interface to control them either. Anyways, inside the box you'll find the keyboard itself, a nicely guided manual. It shows what you need to press in order to change the color and its features, a keycap removal, which is always nice, which means you can replace them with other keycaps, which is nice at this price point. So looking at the keyboard itself, the wire is 1.8 meter long, is of good length, but it's not braided. But still the thickness is really good, and that makes you feel safe for long term use. Okay, so looking at the keyboard layout itself, again it's pretty standard with 104 keys. The font or the label style used here is again personal preference, since some of the symbols like that of shift or the tab keys are pretty nicely designed, whereas the numerical or the alphabet key font looks a little bit fancy to me. Even the branding font doesn't look good or isn't great visually in my opinion. It just doesn't feel or like give a premium touch to that, right? The build quality is really good with pretty much no flex at all. The frame is made of aluminium. It's very sturdy and heavy as well, weighing nearly a kilo. Now that will tell you the build quality of this keyboard. So since this is a blue switch mechanical keyboard, like I said earlier, you will feel it tactile and sounds clicky. I personally like that, but it can be noisy if you are sitting in a quiet room. It can also be sometimes annoying or frustrating hearing the typing sound continuously. So just listen to this. The blue switch used here is that of Jixian. I am not sure of its quality and will let you know after using it for a few months. As of now, there is no issue. The response has been quite accurate and as it should be. Now there are 12 multimedia shortcuts integrated into function buttons, so you will have to hold the function button before using them. You can also swap WSAD keys to arrow keys, which can be handy at times. Now let's look at the rainbow color, shall we? First impressions, it's very bright. And secondly, the brightness is controllable with 3 brightness adjustments, and there are also 10 different varieties or modes you can set the keyboard to for different color varieties, namely the colorful steady, colorful, rainbow, ripple, scramble, snake, streaming and ripple. Now these are 10 varieties or modes that you can set your keyboard to. You can also change the speed of the pattern along with the brightness by holding the function button and then pressing the arrow keys. The only downside, like I said earlier, is you cannot control them individually and you cannot change the color to different combinations as you like, but it's bright enough and quite enjoyable. Okay guys, here's my verdict. Who should buy this? If you do typing and play games, then this one is a no-brainer, easily recommended product. If you are specifically looking for gaming mechanical keyboard, go with the brown switches, probably the Kyle switches, because it's of good quality, slightly costs more but will be totally worth your penny. If you are in market looking for affordable mechanical keyboard, then I would suggest definitely give this keyboard a try. It costs around 1900 Indian rupees and definitely worth buying at this price point.